Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is not like the others I have been posting on my channel. This is an experimental video here. Today we are exploring on an interesting topic. What if Ghana uses the same electoral system as the United States of America? Ghana and USA both use unique system in selecting or choosing their leaders. Now, let's experiment how the Electoral College system will work in Ghana. Let's dive into it. First off, let's start with the current electoral system in Ghana. Ghana uses a pretty straightforward election rules. That is, the winner of the election should get 50% plus one vote to be able to be declared as the president of the nation. That is it. There is nothing about getting 10 from here, 10 from here. The person to attain 50% plus one vote will be declared as the winner. If nobody is able to attain the 50% in the election, then there will be a runoff between the top two candidates. It happened somewhere in 2008 where there was a runoff between the NDC and the NPP. Every vote counts in the Ghanaian election. That is, every single vote has the same weight. Therefore, the person with the most support across the nation and is able to attain the 50 plus 1 vote will be declared the president of the nation. Now, let's look at how the US Electoral College works. Instead of majority carries the vote system that is being used in most of the countries, US uses something called the Electoral College. It's a little bit complex, but let's break it down for you guys. In the US, each state has a certain number of electors. These electors are like points that each state gives to a candidate. States like California and Texas have more electors than other states that do not have the population as compared to the larger ones. Altogether, there are 538 electors across the USA. So, for a candidate to be declared the winner of their presidential race, the person should be able to attain 270 electoral points to be able to sit in the Oval, which is more than half of the total number of electors in the country. When it's time for election in America, they are actually voting for electors who represent their state's choice of president. Whichever candidate wins the popular votes in the state usually wins the electors. For example, with the recent election that just happened in America, Texas had 40 electors representing the state. Donald Trump won 56.3% of the votes and Kamala Harris won 42.4% of the vote. If this is a popular vote system, Donald Trump will get around 6.3 million votes and Kamala Harris will get around 4.8 million votes. That would count to their total number of votes gained. But since this is the Electoral College system, Donald Trump had the most votes in the state. Donald Trump automatically gets the 40 electors for that state and Kamala Harris gets nothing. That is how the electoral vote system works. The person who wins the state gets all the electoral votes in the state and the opposition gets nothing. Unlike the popular vote where the individual votes tallies to the total number of votes casted. Let me give you an example of how the electoral vote system works. In 2016, Clinton was contesting against Trump. Clinton won the popular vote by about 2.8 million, but that's the thing, but wasn't able to achieve the 270 electoral votes because she wasn't able to win the right combination of states to get to the 270 target. Although she won the popular vote by a margin of 2.8 million, she still couldn't win the election. Now that we know how both system works, let's compare them. The popular vote system, or the one most countries like Ghana use, is pretty straightforward. Majority carries the vote. It is very simple and it is very direct in choosing who you want as the leader for your country. That is, it's very, very simple. But for the Electoral College system, there is regional influence, there is bias towards the smaller states, and candidates usually appeal in campaigning towards the bigger states because they have the large number of electors. So they focus mainly on states like Texas, California, and most of the swing states like Pennsylvania. Now comes the big question: what if Ghana used the Electoral College system? How would that change things? Let's imagine Ghana's 16 region had a similar system as the United States. Each region would be given electors, but to make things easier in the Ghanaian context, we will be using the total number of constituencies across the nation. Ghana has a total number of 275 constituencies in the country. Dividing the 275 by 2 will get you 137 remainder 1. Therefore, by the process of Electoral College system, the winner of the election should be able to attain 138 constituencies across the nation. For example, since there are 47 constituencies in the Ashanti region and 12 constituencies in the Bono region, if a candidate wins the Ashanti region, they automatically get the 47 constituencies to their name, tallying up to 138 points to win the race. So, a candidate would need to win the right combination of regions to be able to be declared as the president, and not necessarily winning most regions in Ghana. In the 2020 election, MPP won 7 regions in total in the country. And going by the Electoral College system, MPP gained 144 points in total. Therefore, that will make them win the presidential race in the country because they have been able to accumulate more than the 138 points to win the race. With the Electoral College system, the result may not always match the popular vote. It would shift the focus from campaigning to individual rather than campaigning to the regions with the most constituencies. For example, people or candidates will stop campaigning in the Bono and the Bono East and focus solely on the Ashanti region, the Greater Accra, and the Eastern region because they have the most constituencies across the nation. So, could this Electoral College system work in Ghana? Well, maybe, but it will change how elections feel. Ghana's current system is designed for a united vote where every single vote is counted equally. Every country has to choose a system that works for their unique needs. Ghana's system prioritizes straightforward representation, while the US Electoral College is designed to balance power across the country. Now that we've explored both systems, do you think Ghana should use the Electoral College system or the popular vote system is the way to go? For me, I think Ghana should try to use the Electoral College system as a mock election to see how things are faring in the country. What do you think? Comment down below and let me know your opinions on it. Thanks for watching and do well to like, subscribe and share. See you in the next video.